No, this is okay. I think it's fine. Right now we're going to be talking with Jayne Mansfield, who is starring in this week's production of Nature's Way here at Eddie Rich's Colonie 10 Theater. How long have you been doing the show, Jayne?
For 7 weeks.
How many more weeks do you have to go with it?
This is our last week, and this is our first week in theater in the round. The other was proscenium theater.
Mm-hmm. How do you like theater in the round?
I love it. I did it all last summer. In fact, last summer was the first time I had done theater, except for on Broadway and Will Success Boyle Rock Hunter. But I love theater in the round. I think you can reach everybody that way.
Aren't you a lot closer to the audience?
You really are. You're practically against the audience in some phases.
Mm-hmm. This is a play that Herman Wouk wrote. Is this the only one he wrote for Broadway?
He wrote Marjorie Morningstar, Tea House of the August Moon. Yes, he is a...
Well, I know he wrote the Cane Mutiny, and I know it was a novel, and I know that Marjorie Morningstar was a novel, but I didn't realize that this wasn't a novel. This was just for Broadway. He wrote this, wasn't it?
That's right.
How did you happen to pick this particular play to do?
Well, I found myself expecting a baby, and I looked for a suitable vehicle, and this was it.
Somebody asked you a very interesting question today. In fact, I heard it, and I wanted to ask you the same thing, but they beat me to it. How do you feel about censors in this country as compared to other countries? Some of your pictures have, you said, for instance, today you made two versions of one picture, one for American audiences and one for European audiences. Did you make the same picture twice?
You know, there are certain key scenes, like bathtub sequences, certain love scenes, that in America you wouldn't quite go so far with, or you wouldn't perhaps remove as much clothing, or you wouldn't make them as heated. But for Europe, you would. However, they got my scenes mixed up in Promises, and when I was overseas, put my European scenes in for American audiences, and that's how a certain layout developed in Playboy magazine, much to my distaste.
Huh? Your husband is directing this show, and this is the second husband and wife team I think that Eddie Rich has brought here to the Colonie Latham Theater. How's it working with your husband? I mean, he's the director and he's the co-star of the show?
It's great. He's a very fine director. We met last year while he directed me in Bus Stop in New York also. And since then he's taken over managing my career, so he's not only my husband and the manager of my career, but my director too.
Well, you had a very warm audience out there tonight, as you said, and they really enjoyed the show, as we did, and I'm sure that you're going to have a successful run here at Colonie 10 Theater.
Thank you. I love being here and love playing for the Latham audiences. It's just been wonderful, and we're looking forward to a great week.
You're no stranger to this area, are you?
No, we've been here before.
You're here for this terrible palsy fun, I think.
Yes, that's when I got my little chihuahua, Galina, that was given to me. You know, this dog has been quite famous since then. Well, it was 2 or 3 years ago it was, and I was given by a certain Chihuahua circus a little dog, and since then that little dog is passed on now. It died just last year, and it was famous for biting people's noses. She bit Bill Latham's on television, and it dripped bright red blood, and Johnny Carson's, and everybody.
Well, thank you very much, Jayne Mansfield, for talking with us. We urge everybody to get down here this week to see a very fine show with Jayne Mansfield and a fine cast here at Eddie Rich's Colonie 10 Theater in Nature's Way. Thank you for talking.
Thank you. It's been a ball.